Hello everyone. So looks like we're live now and ready to start from our side. Hello again. Thank you for joining our group demo webinar today. I'm going to talk about how to build a robust disaster recovery as a service on a VMware cloud. Um, and my name is Julia Ryndenkova, and I'm Director of Engineering here at Hystax. And I work particularly on the Acura project. The agenda of the meeting is the following. First of all, I will make a quick overview and introduction of our company and the products that we develop. Then I will proceed with a short demo of the solution and explain a bit how to actually build a disaster recovery on a VMware cloud, and show you in real life how you can implement from an automatic launch of failover when your replicated instance goes down. Um, so about Hystax as a company itself, having 10 more than 10 years of expertise in cloud technologies. 4.5 years ago, we founded Hystax, and now Hystax is a leader in cloud migration and cross-cloud recovery, with more than 80,000 even machines migrated and over 5,000 machine protected globally. We have, as our customers, we have such companies as Airbus, Nutanix, Orange, Nokia, Burger King, and so on. Um, as far as we are providing our services and our software globally, we have customers all over the world, and now we cover about 42 countries. With our current product, Hystax Acura, we have strong and deep experience in cross-cloud disaster recovery protection and migration between public and private clouds. And um, working also with our partners and customers, using clouds internally by ourselves, we see how complex and cloud cost management could be. So every cloud has its own billing model, hundreds of resources in the cloud that should be counted, and so on. And that's why we decided to also switch our attention a little bit to this field and started developing our new product that's called Upscale. Just for both of you, for those of you who haven't yet heard of this. Moving forward, here you can see a selection of the platforms that our solution works with. We are really any to any. We support quite a lot source platforms as well as the target ones. Today we're gonna talk about particularly VMware to VMware disaster recovery, how to build it. But in general, you might see how wide our supported platforms are. The points that we will discuss today, and I will show you today during the demo. First of all, how to prepare a target VMware infrastructure. So, what permissions what permissions our agent requires? What configurations it will require, also how to configure the replication agent to successfully start a replication process. We'll talk about how to replicate VMware source cloud itself, like about the processes, how it works, and I will show how to automatically run a failover of the replicated machines, like one of the approaches that might be used in field. Um, to start from the very beginning, of course, there are some permissions that the replication agent requires because it closely interacts with the VMware infrastructure and calls VMware APIs to create snapshots, to read the data, and so on and so forth. Here you can see like even several permissions, I would say, because there are only 6 of them that we need to read the data and send the data to any target cloud. The replication process of the VMware agent looks the following way. We create a snapshot of the whole machine in the VMware infrastructure, and we read the data from this snapshot and just transfer this data to the target cloud by blocks. And of course, during the very first replication, we will take initial snapshot, we'll read all the data and send all the data. But during the next incremental replications, we'll use VMware CBT API. That's why we need this permission for VMware to get the changes, to get the deltas between 2 snapshots, and to send only deltas of of the machines. And of course, one more note I want to pay your attention to is that in case of having VMware clouds as a target, we recommend to pre-install VMware tools on the source machines that will be replicated, not to have any like issues on the target VMware ESXi or having some lack of functionality on your target cloud for these machines. Um, and going back, I think, to the demo part itself. Here I have my ESXi host that I want to protect. I have a number of machines right over here. And a replication agent, the VMware one, it will replicate all the machines on the host. So there is no need for me to install a replication agent to each of the machine that I have. I can use just external agent that will detect automatically all the machines, and it can replicate all of the machines at once. How to download this agent? Um, of course, there is a flow that exists for the agent to be downloaded. There is a section right over here to select type of the agent, VMware in my case, and either register a platform, a new platform that I want to protect, or just use already registered platform if I have already replicated something, or I have already registered this machine, this infrastructure for some reason. I can set a group where all of the machines will appear. And in case if I want to register a new platform, I just need to set any meaningful to me platform name that will identify this ESXi or vCenter in our system, in Acura itself. And set a point right over here that is like an IP address or FQDN of the server that where the replication agent will be deployed to, and login and password with a set of with the set of permissions that the replication agent requires. When all of this is set, I can proceed and download a replication agent. It will be a regular V file that I can deploy as a regular VM, like from a template, as I usually do it with VMware machines. And when the machine starts itself, it will look the following way. There will be a terminal UI in the console of the machine with the statuses of the services that are running inside this machine. So you can easily identify when everything is wrong, when anything is wrong with the machine, just by the red statuses right over here. And one more thing is that you can see in the terminal UI is this log that the agent writes directly to the interface, just to show the very last actions that happened with this agent and the current status, of course. For this demo, I have already deployed an agent, and it has already detected the machines, and I divided them into three groups, just logically. I moved them to two separate groups. Um, one more thing that always happens in VMware infrastructures is that there is no DHCP or DNS, so there is no network, some automatic network settings that are applied to the replication agent machine when the agent is launched. And of course, without having any network connectivity, replication agent can't operate correctly. It can't connect to Acura, can't connect to the VMware itself, and read the data. You can also use the IP address of the Acra of the replication agent machine to connect to it, to SSH to it, and to set up network settings in the following file: network interfaces. They are set like as it's usually done for Ubuntu systems, because our replication agent is Ubuntu based. So you can easily specify your network settings in this file and restart network interface, and the replication agent will proceed connecting to the required services, to VMware itself, to Acura, and all of this, all of its statuses uh, will become green. As far as my replication agent is already registered, I have several machines already replicated, just to have not to waste time during the replication process. Um, there is one machine that is still unprotected, and I want to start its replication right now. But before I start this process, I want to say a couple of words about the replication settings that can be also provided for the specific machines. As you might know, there are some default settings that are defined during the cloud configuration, initial cloud configuration. And there are still things that can be overridden. So I can specify some specific host data store or resource pool and VM name postfix for some particular machine that I want to replicate. For example, for this particular demo, there is a resource pool in my vCenter. It's called demo. And I want the machine to be replicated to this specific pool, resource pool called demo. So I will start the replication process and show you how it looks like from the target side. These two machines are the ones that have already been replicated for this demo. There is a cloud agent running running in the same on the same E6i host where I want to replicate my machines to. And this service VM, this cloud agent machine, is the one that is writing data to the storage. As you might see, here is a machine that appear right over here. So the replication process is now in the preparing state. So we are creating machine, we are creating snapshots on the source E6i. You can also always check the status and the process right from the replication agent console. And you can also see what's going on with your VMware environment from the tasks of VMware console. So what our agent did, it created a snapshot for this machine to read the snapshot, the data from the snapshot, and send the data to the target ESXi host. A couple of words about our automation. Acura is fully covered with REST API, so you can easily use our APIs to integrate our automatic launching of failover processes into your, for example, monitoring systems, or you can easily create some internal schedulers that will call replication processes if you need this approach. Everything is possible with the REST API. The advantage of course, of having this automation is to be able to react once the disaster happens, just the same point of time. And just for this, the purpose of this demo, I prepared some script. That's a Python script, and what it does, it just pings the IP address of my machine, and if my machine is down, I call via regular post and get requests. I just call the launching process itself. I will start this script just to start monitoring my source machine. I will move back to my source machine and turn it off and check if my failover actually starts. Okay. So the system is up now, it's running, and it's my server. It's the Windows server that I have already replicated. It's somewhere right here. This one. This is the server that I'm pinging. Okay. And I'm gonna disable its network and check what will happen from the Acura side. So now okay, so it has already detected that my source machine is down, and now it's creating this script cloud side to launch a new machine in the target cloud right over here. What will happen from the target side? From the target side, from the target side, we will, during the replication at the very end, we create a snapshot for a machine. So during the failover process, we will revert back to this snapshot. We will reconfigure the machine according to the migration plan or to the disaster recovery plan, and we will launch. We will do P2V, of course. We will inject the necessary drivers in case if my source differs from the target one. And once the injection process is complete, the P2V and V2V is complete, we will launch the machine automatically. It's already running. I should get the IP address right here. And just to show you and to pay your attention to the following, that I haven't started a machine right from my VMware host, but I created a failover with Acura, and for these purposes we use and you must use, of course, the migration plan, disaster recovery plan, that is like a description of the machine. And only using the disk recovery plans and migration plans, there is a way to correctly start failover process. If you just launch a target machine in the VMware, it will not work because there will be no P2V, no partitioning, nothing at all from our side, and the machine will just not work. That's why you need to create migration plans or disk recovery plans in Acura to identify all of the parameters right from here, setting the network name that the machine will get, and the network adapter from which network it will get, the flavor, that is like CPU, number of CPU, and number of RAM that the machine will have. And having all of this right from here, even setting, we have a boot boot configuration right from here will make your machine to boot correctly. So my machine is already running and got the IP address, the static one that I wanted it to get. Okay. Actually, that's it from the demo part, and some more additional information just for you to share, and to let you know that in our network interaction with the target cloud, we use the following scheme. Replication agent itself, it's either internal or external agent. The requirements are the same. We will need the port 443, TCP 443 to send the data, the blocks of data to Acura, and UDP 12201 to send the logs to Acura, because in Acura there is ALK stack running, and that collect all the logs from all the services that are running inside Acura, and it helps a lot to have them in one place for some debug purposes, of course. Acura itself, Acura controller, interacts with vSphere via port 443 to call the APIs, and it also interacts with the cloud agent that is deployed in the target cloud. For the interaction with the cloud agent, there are two ports required, 80 and 3260, and as for the cloud agent itself, it calls, as far as it calls, the snapshotting APIs, the reading operations. He's the one doing it. So it requires these two ports, UDP and TCP 902, to be opened to be able to call the VMware APIs. And proceeding with the VMware infrastructure and VMware just to cover in migration, we are currently implementing a support of vCloud Director and replication directly to VMware disks that will give instant RTO and cutover. This will be achieved by having a mechanism to first register a VM in the vCloud Director, and only after this write data to the storage, to the machines on the storage. As you could see, our interface is multi-tenant, so there is a way to have as many customers as you need, to set as many clouds as you need, and have all of this in one place. That can be easily rebranded. Acura itself is pretty easy to use because it's just an image of the machine that needs to be deployed and configured, and all of this allows you to launch your DR or migration process very quickly. And one more thing is that we support any x86 source platform that exists now. So we're quite universal tool to be used either for disaster recovery or for the migration purposes. Um, that's all for the demo for our webinar. Thank you so much for your attention, for being with us today. And now moving forward to the questions part. Um, Hi, for replication, how is the split rate handled? Is this an appliance or is it on ES6i host? Is it an in-band or out-of-band solution? How it looks from the target cloud. Okay. How it looks from the target cloud. There is an instance that is or appliance, we can call it appliance, of course, a controller one that is deployed directly to the target environment, to your target ES6i host or target vCenter, depending on what you have. And one more service VM that is also deployed nearby is this Cloud Agent VM. And that is the one writing data to the storage and reading. Reading the data is, we're talking about the replication agent, but writing the data to the storage is the Cloud Agent instance. The Acura instance controller is like a manager that is handling all the process itself. So I hope I answered your question. Please let me know if any more details are required. The next question is, how often should I update my migration plans? If we're talking about the migration plans during the migration process, you can create them for the current process, test them, and if they fit your needs, you can proceed and keep them the same way. But if we're talking about the disaster recovery, it's quite important to keep the disaster recovery plans up to date, to test the failover regularly, just to be sure that if anything happens, you are ready to the disaster, or you are ready to start your disaster recovery solution and get your machines up and running in a very short period of time. So for the disaster recovery, we recommend to test as often as you can, and to update if anything from the source side is changed. So looks like we're that's all about the questions. Thank you again for your attention. One more question. How to properly plan a failback to production, and what downtime is expected during the procedure? Of course, during building disaster recovery, it's very important to take into account the failback process. As for Acura, we have some automatic failbacks that we provide to 3 types of cloud: VMware, Flexible Engine, and OpenStack, and some semi-automated process to any cloud that we support. So it can be either AWS or Azure, GCP, or any other cloud that we generally support. How to plan a failback? First of all, to prepare your target failback infrastructure, to prepare all the networks, all the data source, everything, to get the data from your disaster recovery storage, from your disaster recovery cloud. Start the initial process, the initial failback process. That it will take, of course, some time, because the solution will send all the data to your new potential production. And when the initial failback process is complete, you can launch the machines. Your failover instances will still be running. You will not have any downtime at all. And until you test your failback environment, of course, you'll not be sure that everything's fine, everything's ready. But when you test it, when you complete the testing of the initial failback, you check that, okay, with this networks, with this VMs, everything's fine, and you are okay with proceeding and moving your instances from your disaster recovery cloud back to your new production. You can do some incremental things to get the deltas from your failover machines. You can, during this process, you can get the time that it will take to get the changes. And when you get this time, you can actually plan the final failback sync. You can plan the downtime. You will get the time that will be required for the solution to send the final data. You'll be able to get the time that it will take to finish the process. Okay, thank you everyone for your attention. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Have a good night for those of you who's having evening right now. And keep safe. Bye.